Day 2 of the 2020 CrossFit Games has come to a close. We have the results. What an incredible day. Tia and Matt just owned everything.
Dominated.
We're going to get right into the results of each event, talk about them, talk about some of the highlights. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. We are going over the full 2020 CrossFit Games, so subscribe for more content like this. And tell us, what was your favorite part about Day 2 of the 2020 CrossFit Games? Leave a comment down there below. Let's get right into the highlights. At Event 6, we saw the toes to bar lunge, a fast and furious workout. In the women's side, we saw Katrin get an early lead, hold that pretty well, but she got outsmarted by Toomey in the final round by placing her kettlebells right under her bar, allowing her to keep up a better pace.
We saw the guys do the same thing with the kettlebell strategy after they saw Toomey, and that really played a huge part in that victory for her. So we saw Fraser do that. A couple other athletes use it as well, but of course, Fraser comes out on top once again on the men's side. Next workout, we had the snatch speed triple. Kind of knew what was going in, who was going to come out on top on this one going into it. You had Fraser and Toomey with the Olympic backgrounds. Of course, they mow through the competition once again. I think Fraser had one fail there at the very end, but Adler right on his tail at the end. And also on the women's side, Katrin, I thought, did a huge job to get herself into third place with the snatch triple. Didn't expect that. What did you think on the snatch triplet speed thingy?
I think it was kind of interesting. The bars got heavier than I thought they were for some of the athletes. There saw a lot of failed missed reps. Except for the two champs, they kind of flew through.
Yeah.
I think Fraser failed once in the last bar, but yeah, the weights were heavier than I expected them to be for some of these athletes. But it was a great event.
Yeah, definitely love that one, and always good to see some lifting in the CrossFit Games.
In the bike repeater event, we saw Toomey come out to an early lead, and really, it was her own race. She didn't really have any competition here. She was just going, no one on her tail at all for pretty much half of the last half of the event. It was the Toomey show. On the men's side, we saw Medeiros kind of pushing Fraser early on for that first place spot. It was really fun to watch Fraser try and keep Medeiros off his tail. Eventually, he falls off. Adler comes out of nowhere and looks like he's going to push Fraser for that first place spot, but we didn't realize Fraser was sleeping. He was half asleep.
Yeah,
so,
woke up to finish it.
Yeah.
Other notes there. Haley Adams, though, I mean, if anyone was pushing Toomey, Adams was kind of doing that. And then we had a really good battle of Kari Pierce and Haley Adams for second and third. And that's kind of what the games has turned into. Who's going to take second and third for the games? As you stated, Medeiros really came out hot, and it did make Fraser work a little bit. There was the coasting. And out of nowhere, and he even said this in some highlights, he didn't realize Adler was on the same round as him until that 10th and final round. So I wouldn't say a slip up, but he had to recalibrate to finish his, again, another win of the day. Happy Star, event 3 of the day. They go back to the ranch. They get up and down the hills, and I mean, to me, these look like the worst workouts as far as how you feel, but one of the more pleasurable ones to watch for me. So the women start out, Brooke Wells using her sprinting ability. There was even a moment up, I think, on the third lap run where you saw her just dig it out and still keep the lead. But as the weekend has shown, she just hasn't been able to finish a workout. Comes out hot, looks like the dominant party, and just falls short. Tia is able to just strategize her way and just mow through the competition once again for the dub. On the men's side, a similar story, if you will, with Samuel Quant coming out hot. And really, I didn't expect it, but keeping the pace up and down those hill runs. Just again, though, Matt Fraser, just like Tia, takes the dub at the very end. What'd you see on that star run?
Yeah, I absolutely love this workout. This workout is to me, demonstrates how athletes are able to move their body and move weight, and I think it was a really great workout. Medeiros again came out looking like he was trying to push Fraser for that first place spot, falls off all the way to 5th place, I believe, and eventually gets to the point where Fraser is like Toomey on the bike repeater, running his own race. No one else is really even close to him.
Yeah, and it was well, Olsen and Medeiros kind of had to battle it out a little bit for last place there, but again, Medeiros, I think it's just his youth and inexperience that is highlighted there, and him running up the hills looked terrible. He looks beat up, a little not prepared for maybe this kind of volume in this short period of time, at least with the terrain that they have there at the ranch. And he was really struggling on the run later on in that workout. So we'll see what he's got left in the tank. So here you can see on the leaderboard, Matt Fraser mathematically has clinched the games 2020.
An entire day before competition is over.
We still got at least, well, no, I think it now is four workouts
yeah.
today, and he can pretty much walk through them, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Watch for him to probably win a couple more events. Jeffrey Adler right now holds a very short lead at 440 points in front of Samuel Quant at 415. Medeiros 395 and Olsen 395. Everyone's in it to be in the podium, and everyone's in it to be in second place. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. The whole weekend we've seen everything below second or first place flip-flop the entire weekend.
Yeah.
It looks like someone's going to start taking a lead, then they fall off, and it's just been flipping, flopping back and forth and socking and rocking, right?
Yeah. Jeffrey Adler, though, I see here there at the snatch speed triple, bike repeater, and Happy Star. Second, and third. So all he's really done is climbed. Quant a third, fourth, and second. Looked pretty good that day as well, and we're not even including their start wasn't as great there in fifth and fourth. But when Medeiros is at second, like you said, he quickly drops off and could be as far as fifth. And Olsen's also held that spot. Everyone has held that secondary spot
at some point.
And I don't expect it to change a whole lot. I think that's going to be the down-to-the-wire thing to watch on Sunday. On the women's side of the leaderboard, not mathematically done just yet, but Tia Claire Toomey has dominated the field, as Matt Fraser did. She took all the events on Saturday. She's got 770 points. Katrin Davis-Daughter, 480 with a very small lead over Kari Pierce at 455, Haley Adams at 415, and Brooke Wells at 400. I think the only one that's in fear of starting to disappear is Brooke Wells with that 400 points. But really, at 415 still to that 480, it's anyone's game to be at second place.
I mean, we see a lot bigger separation on the women's side compared to the men's side. The men are a lot closer,
And
mainly
second to
because
fifth, yeah.
mainly because Fraser has won more events,
Right.
and the one event he didn't win, he took second. So there's
Yeah.
a little bit of a closer race down there below first place for the men's side.
Yeah.
Women has been slightly more competitive, but not much with Toomey there at the top.
We still saw a lot of flip-flopping, though. If anything, Katrin, looked to start, with that ranch loop win, and then started the day with the second place, almost a first, a third even on the snatch triple, which I, didn't really expect. But then bike repeater comes up, she disappears a little bit. And Happy Star, not a bad position in third, but I think she could have had a bigger lead in second place if she would have, done a little bit better on that bike, which I thought she kind of was a grunt worker, and the ropes she couldn't handle it.
Well, she came out really hot, pushing Toomey once again, but fell
Right.
off in a similar way that we've seen Brooke Wells do.
I think she knew she wasn't going to be able to stick with the rope climb, and thought if she could get out ahead as much as possible, that she would land somewhere she liked, but it just didn't happen that way. All right, Sunday, we've got 4 events today. 2 of them we don't even know what they are yet, and we just kind of found out what the first event they're going to be in, swimming stuff. 4 rounds each for time, so we've got to clarify that a little bit, if that's going to be different scoring, or is that going to be something that is just going to be added into one score. Now, 4 rounds each for time. We've got 15 or 10 calories on the bike, 50 meters swim in the pool, 10 GHD sit-ups, 10 ball slams at 60 pounds and 40. There's going to be a rest because they won't start the next one until that 4-minute mark. So you work fast, you get a little more rest. And again, are the scores, their times different scores, or are they just going to be added together? Not real sure. What do you think about this workout?
Oh, man, to me, it looks like one that eventually it's going to be hard to breathe on this one. I feel like this is going to be very aerobically challenging, just looking at it, going from the bike to the swim to the GHD, and then, ball slams, having to crunch that core and, keep tight down there. I mean, I love this workout.
Yeah.
40, 60-pound ball slams. We've never really seen ball slams at the games.
No, and I
not
think
that I remember.
No, I don't think so. And the thing about the ball slams in this one, I think the trickiest part is that it's that rubber texture, and you're going to be getting out of a pool. So how is your grip going to play a factor in being completely wet? There's not like a bar that you can hook grip. You've got to just grab this thing on the sides. And again, we need to look at the standards. We haven't seen all that yet. But is it overhead, or how are they doing that exactly? So also, like you got that one? The dynamics of all this is scoring. It also says begin a new round every 4 minutes. Rounds 2 and 4 performed in reverse. So you go forward on the first one, you wait down there at the ball slam, and you start at the ball slam. There's a lot of trickery to this, and I'm excited to see this one.
The other event that we know that is taking place today is the Sprint Sled event. It looks like one time through, you get a 100-yard sprint, a 100-yard sled push at 105 pounds for the men, 80 pounds for the ladies, and then you sprint back to the finish line. Super excited about this event. So far, all these super fast sprint events that we've had have been super fun to watch and super interesting. Could come down to the wire for either the men or women. Super excited about this one.
Yeah, pretty simple. I think you always have something like this in the CrossFit Games. I think it's leaned to the sprint type events all weekend for the most part. And, there's nothing more exciting than a sprint, really. So let's see how this sled moves, what kind of terrain they're going to be on. That's another thing about this year. It's not really laid out for you as much as it has been in the past. Where are these events going to take place? And then, we know the swim in the beginning. Some people thought that was going to be a part at Atlanta. Now we find out there's that swim event in the beginning. So we still don't have no clue about that one. So the sprint one is going to be fun, probably fast and furious.
Yeah. There's still one completely unannounced event that we know is happening. We just don't know anything about it. And then Atlanta, which is the final, which is quoted to be the hardest final in CrossFit Games history. And we know absolutely nothing about it. It literally could be anything. It could be a cross-country run from the bottom of California to the top. It could be anything.
Gary said that he thought they might be shooting some bow and arrows. I'll be honest, I would love to see something like that. I don't know if they would do that in the final event to crown the champion, which it's already been crowned on the men's side, pretty much crowned on the women's. But to set the podium on a bow and arrow type event, I'd love to see that early on in the games, something like that. I don't think I see it here. But man, what is left? Is there anything? What do we haven't seen? And then of course, what has he created in his mind that we've never seen ever? Period. I don't know. I don't know what this could be.
It literally could be anything. I don't know. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about past finals, he's always done great with that. Fibonacci is like a classic. You think of Fibonacci, it's such a great final. It could be anything, and I'm super excited about it.
With the throwback theme, and this wasn't at the ranch, but all I can keep seeing pictures of and videos of is the 2010 just hit one, then the other, then the other. I don't know if this would be the year to pull that out because pretty much both champs will already be crowned, and at that point in 2010, that wasn't the case. It was so important for you to just keep plugging away. Now, of course, second, third, fourth, and fifth haven't all been figured out. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with Dave Castro and his sick, sadistic mindset on programming. I love it. And, that's going to wrap it up, guys. We've got all the events coming out today, and we're going to cover that. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you know when those videos pop up for us and you can get all the recap for all the events.
Again, be sure to leave a comment. Let us know what was your favorite event of day 2. We really want to know that. We're really interested in what everybody is thinking about this CrossFit Games. Leave us a comment. Be sure to subscribe.